good afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks for joining this webinar. Thanks for taking your time out. Um, the topic of this webinar today is basically talk about Gen AI in test automation. So Gen AI, everyone, it's a buzzword. It's been there for quite some time, but now these days it's pretty much um, in the mainstream. Everyone is kind of looking to implement Gen AI, and it's quietly popular now. Be it you have pretty much all big Google or Apple everywhere. All the Gen AI agents are there. AI in general agents, and everyone is implementing in their respective industries as much as they could, and also doing a lot of R&D on how to utilize the available technology to maximize profits by minimizing the efforts. So that's the whole thing, and especially in software development, application development, it's quite extensively being used or trying to use to maximize the results. Okay, so so Gen AI in terms of test automation, pretty much where we are heading towards is to how we can use the AI technology to reduce the manual efforts in test with the test automation in general. Testing the application that is under test, which is reducing the go to market timelines, and reducing the implementation time and all that, and maximizing basically fail fast approach, which will help for finding the bugs in during the testing phase quickly, and thereby you have more time to resolve and retest, and so on and so forth. So that being said, where TestEnsure, we have built at Salotech, we have implemented Gen AI into test automation. So typically, without AI in testing phase, during the testing phase, during any typical agile, Scrum cycle, what happens is you have your requirements that comes in for that sprint, be it new functionality or bug fixes, what have you. There's user stories written for that, and team will go through those user stories. Typically it's a narrative text, right, with acceptance criterion, and then the QA team or the team members, automation team, whoever it is working on it, takes that sorry, takes those the scenarios or narrative text, user stories, or even flow charts, and convert them into test cases, manual test cases, typically written in Excel, where you have test case ID, the description, then what is what are the test steps, what is expected result, right? So to validate the features, functionality that they're trying to test in that particular for the particular user story. So it takes a good amount of time to do that, manually going through that, and then writing down, and then that's the first phase, and then that's converted into the automation script with different tools, and what have you, automation tools they might have, or they use those test scripts, and make sure someone, the QA person is testing that, following the test scripts. and recording the results pass or fail with the screenshots and everything. It's a standard process that everyone follows, right? What where GenAI AI comes into picture, or we have implemented the GenAI feature in TestEnsure is minimizing or eliminating that whole the manual effort of writing the test cases. So TestEnsure's feature of GenAI is based pretty much it takes input, be it a narrative text, which is a typical user story, or an image, be it flowchart, and then or even audio. Someone is talking, giving a narrative audio file, MP3, and then that's an input, and then the output would be the automatically generated test cases. So it's great, right? So it will give you the test description, test case, test step, and the description, and then next what is expected out of that test step. Okay, and then you can download the file into the format, Excel format, which is very clear, and that can be used for execution if it is done manually, or you can use that as input into your automation, where TestEnsure also have the automation part where it is taken as an input into creating a module. Module is in TestEnsure is nothing but the test automation suite that you are building for that particular test scenario that the GenAI has created, automatically generated the test cases. So that is pretty much the high level overview of the Gen AI feature that we have. But so I'll quickly jump in and even showcase how it works in TestEnsure so that you have a better understanding. And then after that, I'll take any questions you might have, and then followed by if you want any deep dive sessions, we can also arrange that. Okay, please give me a second when I do that. I haven't asked anyone, but hope everyone is able to see me and hear me. Okay, so hope you are able to see my screen here. So let me go back again. So I'm just logging out. So this is basically TestEnsure's landing page, where users have access to once they have access to TestEnsure, which is a SaaS-based offering that we have. And the GenAI feature is just one feature of TestEnsure. There are so many other features and benefits, and we can go through that in the subsequent webinars that I'll be providing. Okay, so user would log in, once you have username and password that will be provided. And then this is a landing page where you can see based on your role in the tool and the application, you'll have access to different kind of left nav items that you see, menu items. And for topic of the day today is GenAI. So, so clicking on GenAI, you land here on GenAI test cases page, where you have option here to input text or image, and you can generate, and then you can download the automatically generated test cases. Okay, so as I'll just copy some of the narrative text, which is in this case, bear with me for a minute, for a second. So this is a typical scenario. So before whatever I've text pasted here, it's a online exam application. Like Byju's or what have you. You have online exams. You have that you take. Students take after completion of a course. So and then typically the application online exam application does work is student logs in, and then successful login, they get to click on their the exam that they are intending to take, and then the questions will show up. Then they mark their answer, then they submit, and then upon submitting they would they will get their results. Uh, in That's a typical online application that takes exams. So this user story narrative is that, and then what I'm doing is I'm basically clicking on generate test cases for this scenario to test this online application to take exams. So I'm doing that, and it's the AI feature is generating that. So as you can see here, clearly it has generated the test cases already for the provided input text. So it's a great feature, right? So it will save a lot of time and effort. So it's not, I mean, it is in a JSON format right now, but then you can even download uploadable file, which is here. Close this thing to be clear. So yes. So so it has generated 6 test cases, as you can see here. It has the ID, title, then you have the description, step number, step description, what is expected. So this is, and then you can see it is actually doing. It is not generating some random text or anything. It is actually generating the test cases as a QA person or someone working on this project would create manually, which is as per the context, and which is logical, and it has that in-depth features that AI ML with NLP that gets these test cases generated automatically fashion. Okay, so this is one example. We can go through multiple examples like that, but in the interest of time, I mean, we're close to the webinar. 14 minutes. Webinar is set to 15 minutes. So this is just wanted to give you a glimpse of how TestEnsure's Gen AI feature really works, and I was able to demonstrate that successfully, and I hope you liked it. Similarly, the not just a generative, not just narrative text, but also it would take input as I mentioned, the image file, which would be typically like not a person's image, but that makes sense, right? The flow chart or something like that, right? And then even audible MP3, which is in English, obviously for now, would take as an input and provide generate automatically the test cases. So that's a cool feature. So which would definitely, I would the audience here, whoever is listening to the webinar, can would agree. I think that help reduce their time to market by reducing the manual efforts with this cool feature. So that being said, I'm concluding the webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. But before we go, I'm here to answer any Q&A questions that you might have. Thank you so much. Again, as I said, please do reach out to us. As I mentioned earlier in the webinar, um, we'll happy to do in-depth deep dive sessions, and also any other questions that you might have will be answered as well if you reach out to us. And before we close, and I am here to take any questions, but otherwise we are good. And again, follow up any subsequent features. And as I mentioned, Gene is just one feature of TestEnsure. We have like so many other cool features that allows you to seamlessly do automation for testing any browser-based applications for now. So happy to do any sessions, and hopefully I'll be able to do more webinars on those topics. Thanks so much.